Hey everybody, I'm here today to talk to you about some tips for exams to help you pass. If you have an exam coming up and you want to pass and you're looking for some tips, this is the video for you. I'll be going over 6 simple tips that will hopefully help you pass. Now the key is to use these tips, so use them effectively and hopefully you'll get the best mark that you can possibly get. Let's get into this video, okay? 6 tips. Let's rock and roll with these tips. I'm going to go through them quickly, so take some notes and implement them as much as you can. The more tips you use and the better that you use these tips, the more likely you will be to get a higher grade or pass the exam, which I'm sure is what you want to do. All right, so without further ado, let's get into these tips. Tip number one is make a study schedule, okay? You want to make sure that you have a study schedule. Now, your study schedule might be completely different than anyone else's study schedule, but you're going to want to make sure that you're on a schedule, meaning you're going to want to have dedicated time to study and you're going to want to know what that time is in advance. It might be 4 in the morning to 6 in the morning. Maybe that's the time you need, and that's the schedule that you're going to have. Or it might be, midnight to 2 in the morning, or it might be the middle of the day, or it might be 15-minute intervals here and there, whatever it is. But have a study schedule. The key is to make a study schedule that works for you and your own actual lifestyle and your own schedule. All right. Tip number 2 is squeeze in studying in small breaks too. Obviously, ideally, you want to study in large chunks. But I remember when I was in college and university and I was studying for exams, essentially I would squeeze in studying in if I had 7 minutes, I would study during it. And it's good because you can get in little chunks. And then that 7 minutes that you're studying, as you're going throughout the rest of your day for the next couple hours, that 7 minutes of studying is sticking in your mind. You're thinking about it. It's simmering and it works really, really well. In high school, to be honest with you, I didn't try my hardest, okay? Because I had different plans. I wanted to go into a trade. I went to become an electrical apprentice, and I decided to change paths and I became an elementary school teacher. But basically in high school, I didn't really try my hardest, but in college and university, when I was, on the path towards the career that I'm currently in, I was trying really, really hard and I was studying really hard and it worked really well. I got really good grades. But one of the keys was, getting little bits of studying in 4 minutes, 8 minutes, 15 minutes. Even if you have 15 minutes, I know you're like, oh, it's not worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. Study for the 15 minutes and let it sit in your brain for the next 5 hours and it's going to simmer. It works really well. It's a technique that works well. So squeeze in studying in small breaks too. That is the second tip. Moving on. Tip number 3, teach someone else. When you teach someone, it reinforces your learning. So whatever you learned, tell your friend, even if they're not interested, your friend, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your parents, your grandparents, whatever, say, listen, even if I'm boring you, just listen to what I'm saying. Let me teach you what I learned. Ask some questions that you think might be relevant. Simple as that. So just teach it to someone else and tell them, even if you don't want to learn about it, do me a favor and just listen to me because it helps me learn more. So you're going to have to convince people to let you talk to them and let you teach them, but it really, really works. Teach someone else. That's the third tip. Moving on to tip number 4. Tip number 4, summarize. When you read a whole massive section of something, you're going to want to summarize it into a few sentences or a small paragraph. That will help you. And then write down that summary and you can study that summary again. And it'll tell you the most important parts. Summarize what you can. It will help you greatly when you're studying for an exam. It'll help you greatly working towards passing that exam and getting the best mark that you can get. Tip number 5 is practice with sample questions. If you can get sample questions on the material that you're studying, that's great. That will help you immensely. It'll help you tremendously. Okay? So get some sample questions and practice answering those sample questions. It's one of the best things that you can do, to be honest with you. It'll basically prep you for the actual exam. Okay? Anyways, moving on to the last tip, which is tip number 6. Tip number 6 is say stuff out loud to yourself. Now, obviously, if you're studying in a public place, you don't want to be talking to yourself because people are going to be looking at you like you're weird, and it's just impolite because maybe they're trying to work as well. But if you're studying in an area where you're allowed to talk to yourself, in terms of you're not going to be interrupting anyone, maybe that's at your house, maybe that's, I don't know, in a quiet room somewhere alone, whatever the case is, if there's a study room, or if you can talk to yourself by whispering to yourself in an area that's like a library and you can just whisper to yourself. If you can whisper to yourself, literally as quietly as possible. If you can whisper to yourself, then you're not going to be interfering with anyone else. But by talking to yourself or whispering to yourself, it's going to help your studying immensely. And that is truly it. those are some tips for exams to help you pass. They will help you study better, and they will help you just be better. At taking the exam, you'll be more prepared for the exam. You'll be more likely to pass the exam. And it's as simple as that. Hopefully you can use these tips effectively. And yeah, I got nothing else to say. If you like this video tutorial, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.